Time to stop.
Right, well, I take it we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cookalong TV. Thank you for being here. This is my first ever Cookalong. So I have included a professional into this to help me along the journey, which is Chris Baber. And he's the he's astonishing chef, and we've known each other for a while now. He's also just become the face of M&S Food, which is exciting. So, and then we have everyone else who I haven't met yet. So I've got a fantastic list, and everyone's bio. I've got 4 pages of people with information. Absolutely incredible. So we have Nikki. Nikki was the winner, correct? Which one's Nikki? Hi, Nikki. How are you?
Hi.
Good. So you did all the hard work, and everyone else just tagged along, I take it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. And then we have Rob.
Yeah, hiya.
Rob, hi Rob, how are you, mate? Tara, Sasha, Diana. Looking very glam tonight, guys. By the way, I've got a T-shirt. Now I'm worried. And then we've got Harry and Ollie.
Yo. Yeah.
Well, thank you for taking part in this. And without you guys, it obviously would be me and Chris just cooking together and no one watching, I don't think. So thank you for this. And it's all part of, I'll say thank you for Vodafone. They're donating an astonishing amount of money to one of my charities, which is Achievement for All, which is an important charity at the moment, looking after sort of children in schools and underachieving children in schools, which at the moment, with no children in schools, everyone falling probably a little bit behind, unfortunately, and a lot of children in impoverished situations, and a lot of them can't afford computers and tablets or Wi-Fi or data. It's an astonishing charity. So thank you for doing that. I think that's all my thank yous, really.
Yeah, well, thanks for having us.
Yeah. I mean, the most important thing is, has everyone got a drink?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Right, I thought we were going to make drinks, but fine, I'll quickly make.
You've got the right people on this.
That's astonishing.
The first thing we all do.
Right, what's everyone drinking?
Raspberries and lime squished in. Tea with a bit of basil.
We're going to save that stuff though.
So, is everyone measured everything out that is prepared for this or not?
No.
I was kind of rushing to do it now.
Just going to do that together.
Seriously, have you all measured everything out?
It'll be fine. It's all good.
I actually haven't done this recipe before. So one of the biggest things is I have quite a few very good chefs, Chris included, as friends, which is grand if you go to their house for dinner. But if they come to your house for dinner and they expect you to cook, then you've really got to up your game, which is I like cooking, but I'm pretty average. So
you're playing yourself down. You're a great cook. I've had some fantastic meals at your house.
I can't even remember what I've cooked for you because we have so many gin and tonics by the time. So
I think that, well, and you say it's all well and good me being a great chef. The first meal I ever cooked at yours, I think, was bacon sandwiches at about 3 o'clock one morning, if I remember correctly.
What more do you need? Oh, lovely.
It's a good sandwich.
You're making it sound like alcoholics as I pour myself a gin and tonic. It's really, really not true whatsoever. Well, I do think I keep the tree.
What are you measuring it for?
So I have to come up with, and there's a few things I don't really bake at all, but because it's all to do with sort of like very precise measurements and everything else, not really how I cook. So I'm not really a baker, but I do two puddings that the chefs usually like. One is the strawberry and almond crumble, which just is a bit of a, it's a take on a British classic crumble, but it's got a bit of a twist to it, which is nice and always goes down well. The other one is a sticky toffee pudding, but that is, it takes about, it comes with like 3 different sauces, and we would be here until about midnight doing that. So we're going with the crumble, which is really nice and easy. You all cook, don't you? Apart from Ollie, you don't. Is it Ollie that doesn't cook?
I don't. Do you not cook?
I think it does.
I think I have one dish, one or two big dishes.
What are the dishes? What is it you pull out the bag when you're cooking for people or whatever?
You know, I don't want to give away my secrets, do I, really?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Good man.
Get afterwards, mate. It's fine. I'll send you some. Don't worry.
Yeah, cheers. Send me the recipes afterwards.
Yeah, you got the slack. I'm the one who doesn't cook. I'm hopeless.
I literally
Rob,
know,
I
but I literally know so much about you guys. I even know, like, the person, where is it? Like, I read it earlier. Someone's eaten crocodile and shark.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
me.
how was that?
Like, it's amazing.
Same
It
time.
was good. I mean, it kind of tasted like chicken, which is what everyone says, but it was pretty good. It wasn't Thailand.
Okay. And was it in any sauce or anything, or just straight up crocodile?
The shark was in a pasta sauce. The crocodile was like on a skewer.
Very nice.
Any vegans, but
What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten, Chris?
What's that?
What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
The weirdest thing. I don't know. I think I ate the esophagus of a pig or something in a Chinese restaurant.
Nice.
It was actually quite nice. I didn't know it was like a Szechuan restaurant in Newcastle. Well, they told me it was that. It could have been anything, but yeah, it tasted all right. I think, to be honest, you could just taste the sauce. What about you? You've done quite a bit of traveling, David.
What have I done? I caught piranha once, net piranha, in the Amazon rainforest, which is.
I bet that had a bit of bite to it.
It's my one interest.
Wow.
It begins.
It's like my one interesting story that I always bring out about food. I caught piranha and ate it. That was about it, really.
Did it taste? How was it? It tasted all right.
No, it was horrible. Tasted the mud and bones and everything else. But we were kind of like with the tribes people, and they eat all the time. So there's not exactly huge amounts of abundance of food when you go to.
No.
And so you couldn't really say no. I've eaten lots of insects and stuff like that, dried insects, and we've been traveling.
Yeah.
Not because I was starving hungry, just because it was like a delicacy or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually really want to try insects, but I didn't like get around to it. I'm not sure that's something I should want to try, but.
Well, I reckon
Supermarket stock them these days. Really, do they?
Yeah, it's the future of protein, like with the impacts on the environment and stuff. They reckon in like 20 years it'll be like cricket, bolognese, and whatever, like, because it's less intensive on the environment to farm it over beef. So eat your beef while you can.
And also it's got like loads of protein or something, apparently, insects.
I've tried crickets and they're just a bit gritty. They get the wings stuck in your teeth. You've got to get the floss out after. Not for me.
Deep fried mealworms taste like ready salted crisps, though. I've had them.
What do?
Deep fried mealworms. They're like.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, no, I've had those. Yeah. Most of them taste like, you know, if you kind of had like deep fried prawns in a Chinese and you get the tail.
Yeah.
And you eat the tail. That's basically what every insect tastes. It's just kind of bit dry and crispy. And
the tail end of a prawn that you normally spit out. Very appetizing.
when you're hungry enough. Guys, where are you? Are you all Southwest London or not? Because everything on the.
I think so. Yeah, we are. Yeah.
So I mean, I'm Fulham. So where are you guys?
You sort of park at, so you park in front of our uni. You got out of the car with the baseball. Is what I've been hearing. I never saw it, but that's what Sarah told me.
Is this? Yeah, I read this. Fulham University.
Yeah, we all went to the uni.
Yeah, that's how we know each other.
So is this music?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never knew about that. I mean, like we're all Southwest based.
Yeah, I've never seen the Fulham University. Where's that?
It's called BIM. Yeah, it's kind of like hidden around the back in a back.
Yeah, it's just down an alley somewhere.
It's on Berkeley Road in Fulham.
It's hidden away like your recipes.
Yeah. I know where you are. There's a little coffee shop and something on the side that always changes. It used to be like an organic shop, then it changed to something else.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I go to David Lloyd and I park there, and that's obviously why I see everyone with musical instruments walking in there.
Yes.
Yeah. I wondered why. I always cross the street. I thought you were going to mug me, really.
To be fair, we do always need the money, but very true.
Good stuff. So everyone's musically trained. Or singing,
Not me.
I
I did music business. Everyone else has musical talents. I just do the business.
Ricky's the brains. Yeah.
Really?
She's the brains.
Sounds surprised.
I didn't mean that whatsoever.
Sounds good.
That's exciting. So are we having a sing? Well, I'm not singing. Chris has got an amazing voice. Chris, you're always talking about your music talent.
Don't be daft.
You are.
You're
You said if you weren't a chef that you would you quite fancy yourself as a singer. You've always
He's
told me.
He's a good liar. It's him that wants to sing tonight. He's going to do a cappella, Nassim Dorma. And he promised me at the end,
So
as he serves the crumble.
So Velvet Northern Tones. Chris, get singing, man.
I'm here for it.
Oh,
Right.
God.
Should we? So the kind of like the idea tonight. We're going to start kind of backwards to do the crumble first to kind of get in the oven. It takes about sort of 30 minutes and then another 10 minutes to rest. So we thought we would do the crumble first, get it in the oven. Then Chris will take over and do his professional dish, his pasta, which is one of my favorites actually. It's absolutely delicious. Yeah. And then we can either you guys can crack on and eat, or you can taste both and let us know what you think. Okay, right. Crumble first of all, though. I need
preheat the oven.
Yeah, chuck the oven on.
This is embarrassing, but someone's at my door, so I've just got to go and answer the door for 2 seconds.
I'll take over. Chuck it on 180. So this is like, honestly, before COVID and I go to David's for a bit of dinner, and this is like, you're just guaranteed you're going to get this crumble with clotted cream on the top every time, and it is delicious. But you can't really go wrong with a crumble, can you?
You can't, well, you say that, Chris. You can. Sorry, I'm back from answering the door now.
Who was it?
I don't know, delivery of some kind. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
So has everyone got their raspberries and strawberries?
Yeah.
And strawberries. Yeah.
So pretty much dumping your raspberries into a dish. Don't really need to do much with them. Chris, should they wash them? You're the expert.
I probably wouldn't wash the raspberries unless you can really dry them off, or you're going to end up with a bit of a soggy crumble. Right. And to be fair, they're grown in like a clean environment and whatnot. The strawberries, David, are we chopping them up or anything?
We haven't got any raspberries. We've only got strawberries. We've got a load of strawberries.
Sorry, that's fine, mate. Just chuck all the strawberries in. You're just going to be a while. You just need to look like
letting the side down. Sorry.
Raspberries. Is that wrong? No, have we got yours?
I wouldn't worry. Strawberry or raspberry crumble. Do you want us to cut the strawberries up, David?
Yeah. So hold the strawberries, cut them in kind of like the same. Like I kind of go the same size of raspberries, so it varies the same.
Okay. Cut the big ones up.
Yeah, cut the big ones up so all the kind of like the same size, and then dump them in with whatever you have. So some people have got raspberries, some people have got strawberries.
We've got both.
Yeah, we have both as well.
I brag about it.
Yeah, no, I was going to
So what's anyone here's go to, like, if someone's coming around for dinner, what is it you'd serve up? Let's go around the room. Starter, main and dessert. What would you be laying on?
Let's start with Ollie, because Ollie's seems to be the expert.
Well, I think I just, no.
Beans and Weetabix?
I'd probably cook something really elaborate, and it would go horribly wrong, and it would just go straight onto Deliveroo and just get something else in. I think that would be the way it would go.
As long as it tastes good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm not going to waste time ignoring my guests, am I, in the kitchen? Well,
quite the host, paying full attention to everyone.
No, I don't know. Probably, I do actually really like making like Mexican style dishes. So like,
Yeah, okay.
Probably something just made up with chicken and lots of cumin and rice and
Nice.
beans and that kind of thing. You know.
A bit of spice.
Yeah, it just seems to make loads and it's quite easy.
Hmm.
So something like that probably.
Good man.
Who out of you is probably the Nikki? Like, is that you seem to have a very professional setup. You look like you're in like a professional kitchen.
Yeah, look at them.
It's all the pots and
Yeah, you have
pans.
so many friends ours. So we live with other people, and so the owners of the house, they live in France most of the time, but they left all their stuff here from like 30 years, and they love cooking. So we're really lucky. We get to
amazing setup.
Yeah, we didn't just break into someone's house.
Yeah.
Like, we do live here.
A good story though. We're just zooming from a breaking.
Yeah.
Just the style. Good.
Oh, dear me.
Right, we did put them all in a bowl together.
I think so. Yeah.
Just chuck them all in like that.
Yeah.
We don't need to stew these down like apples or anything. They're soft enough to. They'll soften themselves in the oven. Try a bit.
Chris, you're not supposed to eat them, mate.
Sorry.
Right,
just checking the right.
Let me know when you've put all the strawberries and raspberries in. But I don't think I've got enough. If I'm totally honest, I'm not sure if I've got my ingredients right, which is great.
It'll taste all right. Don't worry.
Yeah, it will be fine.
Okay, we're all good to go.
Good to go.
Everyone good to go? Ollie, good to go? Not picking.
He's very slow with the strawberries. I think I'm being too delicate about it. Is the problem.
It's gonna mush down anyway, so don't be too.
Yeah, no, don't be delicate about it.
All right. Okay. Good to go. Good to go.
Oh, that was quick work.
We're all good to go. Right, I've got to think what we're doing now. Right, so you've got the.
Don't worry, I've got the pen and paper out.
You need 50 grams of caster sugar, 25 grams of ground almonds.
Yeah. This is our crumble topping, right?
Yeah.
And if anyone hasn't got scales,
Chris, this is to put on top of the strawberries.
Straight on top.
Straight on top.
Yeah. If anyone hasn't got the scales out, 25 grams is about a heaped sort of tablespoon of sugar. If you want to save yourself the job of weighing it out. 25 of the almonds as well. On we go.
Yeah, 25 gram almonds, 50 grams of caster sugar.
Yeah.
Whack that on top of your strawberries, raspberries, whatever.
It's looking good.
Have you put your and then 4 teaspoons of almond essence over the top?
Okay.
I haven't measured whatsoever.
You don't really need to measure it with a crumble, though, do you? It's not.
No.
It's
Really.
not so much alchemy here.
I mean, you can kind of squish it all together, but I just sort of give it a good mix, and
yeah.
Is that?
so you kind of get it all involved.
What's your favourite dish to make, David?
That's hot.
I know, it cuts everyone out. Yeah, you got it there.
What's your favourite thing to make, David?
Me? Sorry.
Yeah.
Wow, what I don't know. Like it's I've got kind of like probably a good sort of 10 dishes, 15 dishes I know I'm kind of good at. Well, that I know that won't go wrong. I'm the worst things if I'm doing a dinner party and things go wrong, and then I'm really embarrassed and could smash the kitchen. But basically, I just hate things going wrong in the kitchen. We've always mixed it up, mates. Once. I mean, like you can't really beat. I know this sounds stupid, just getting everyone together around a big table and a big, good roast dinner. And I kind of pride myself on my roast potatoes.
Yeah, and your beef Wellington as well, though.
Yeah, well, yeah. Beef Wellington can send me to the dark side of it. That's sort of a little bit more complicated, but I do enjoy beef Wellington. But so we're, you know, kind of every day we, you know, a bit like what I think Ollie was saying. Like Mexican is good. I do a good chili. Do some Thai dishes, some curries. I mean, I've got into curries because Chris's curries recipes are incredible. So I've got into a lot of curries recently, which is good. And so I just kind of mix it up really, whatever I can be bothered to cook, I suppose, in many ways. I don't.
You're good at the. I often do fish kebabs and stuff.
Do I?
Fish kebabs.
I don't. Well, if you hadn't had a drink, you were doing like skewers
Fish
and
kebab.
putting them under the grill, prawns, monkfish, stuff like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
no. I do love fish. So yeah, we do. I cook a lot of fish. Well, my partner Steph is Greek. So so since I've kind of been dating her, which is nearly 6 years, and I kind of try and do like a lot of Greek dishes, which is not like grilled fish and porter and there's things called big beans and stuff like that. So
Nice.
which you love. So that's
My
what I.
partner's Greek Cypriot and has got me obsessed with dolmades. They're so good.
Amazing. Yeah, I haven't quite attempted those yet. They're a little bit more
No,
complicated.
I can't make them. I just eat them.
Exactly. Best way to do it. Has everyone put their oven on, by the way?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. 180 degrees.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
whatever that means. Right. Everyone ready for crumble topping?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So where are we? Flour, baking powder in a mixing bowl. So 110 grams of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, which I haven't done.
And you're looking at like 5 tablespoons of flour here, if you don't have any scale.
Because this is why you're brought it, just this professional element of it. Like, you make it so much easier.
Yeah.
Then you need 75 grams of cold butter.
Yeah.
Chris, is that 75 grams?
Is that 75 grams? Yeah, I reckon so. A block's 250, so a quarter of a block.
Okay, yeah. So a quarter of a block of cold butter.
Yeah.
Has to be cold. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
You're just slicing that in little cubes, something like that?
Yeah, slice it up into cubes.
Oh. Sorry, my fries is getting too loud. No, it's not like that. I just can't hear what's going on. It's going to be an absolute disaster. But it's going to taste great.
I can't even open the baking powder.
You can't really go wrong with this. I have to kind of say it's like it.
You watch. You watch it.
When you chuck butter and sugar in a bowl, like pretty much it's just pretty good. So everyone's dicing up their cold butter.
Yeah.
My favourite.
So is it 1 teaspoon of baking powder?
Yeah. 1 teaspoon.
Didn't take the sleeve thing through. I'll help you when you pull my left sleeve up. I will help you. Thank you so much.
Right, is everyone there?
It's good teamwork there.
Can you gin me? Oh, yes. Is this yes.
Are we rubbing this in yet, David?
Yes, mate. So you can do this in a food processor, but I've kind of been brought up that with my mother and nan that you do this by hand. So it's how do you describe it, Chris? What do you? It's like rubbing it through, isn't it? Just like rubbing.
Yeah,
it
just
everything
get
together.
your fingertips in and just sort of break it down, and you're going for like the breadcrumb consistency. I think Delia would say.
So just squeezing the cold butter together with the other ingredients.
The last time I saw you doing this exact thing was after you did that Battersea dog run and you were covered in mud, and you came home to make the crumble.
Which are great afternoon.
See, then I didn't think I had enough butter. I still don't think I've got enough butter now.
We can always add more in. But it will break down.
Yeah.
How lumpy does the butter have to be in it still?
How?
Lumpy? Is it?
Yeah, you got to basically. It should once you can like move it should kind of resemble oatmeal. So it takes a little bit of a while, to be honest, to get the cold butter, the consistency you need.
What was it that time? Was it what happened? Because you ended up doing this, rubbing the thing in for about half an hour. Were you using like gluten-free flour? Something was wrong, and you were just on. You were pretty drunk, and I remember you just rubbing the breadcrumbs in, but it seemed like 45 minutes.
My measurements might have been a bit wrong at that stage. Not quite sure what had gone on. It doesn't really feel like it doesn't actually feel like it is going to work, and then suddenly it kind of comes together a bit. It just takes a bit of time.
Maybe you'd forgotten to even put the butter in, and you were just rubbing the flour for an hour.
As long as there was a G&T. Someone lives. Where are we? Who grew up in Spain? Tara, you're near Malaga, right?
In a small town in Malaga called Alara. You should look it up. It's very pretty.
My sister and all my niece and nephews. My sister has 6 children. And they live in Benalmádena.
I knew you were going to say that. Stop.
Just north of Benalmádena.
You need to go to real Spain, as my mom would say.
Yeah, so I know Malaga. I know Malaga quite well, actually, which is
close. But there's loads of other parts around Spain and Malaga. So.
Yeah. So when did you move to the UK?
When I was 18, so I moved to UK. Can't tell my age on here.
Last week.
But I moved here when I was 18. But yeah, I grew up in Spain and I lived in Holland before that, so I'm a bit of a traveller.
Okay.
It's good though. But will you go back, or you're settled here, or what do you think?
Well, I'd say obviously more opportunities. There's no opportunities in Spain, especially where I'm from. I don't think ever, to be honest. Me personally, it's a bit of a back country. It's really behind with everything. It's quite sexist. It's low in opportunities. So for me, I don't know if I could still see myself living there, even if I was rich, to be honest.
Okay.
Good food, it's nice to go places for a bit.
Yeah.
Right.
Obviously, I grew up there. I'm appreciative that I'm bilingual and I grew up there, and I've experienced different things. But I don't know. I'm quite ambitious to be somewhere like that. I feel, especially in my 20s.
Right, absolutely. No, I think it's I think it's good to experience all the different cultures.
Yeah, 100%.
It's good.
And how about Holland, though? Do you go back there?
Yeah, so Holland, even though I was a lot younger, I still remember it, and it was definitely more open.
Wow.
And yeah, it was like, probably these places where there's like really few houses, really low in population, and there's natives. Just because we don't go to these countries abroad to be with the Brits. So we always like in Holland, we went somewhere really Dutch where there was 10 houses, learnt Dutch. Obviously, I forgot it now because it was so long ago and I learned Spanish.
Yeah.
But and then in Spain, the same. We went somewhere really local in the mountains where no one speaks English. We still don't. All Brits now, but still, like we were to integrate with the Spanish people and Spanish culture and all that. So, yeah.
How's everyone's crumble getting on?
That's what we're going for.
Good.
But where are you guys from? Where are you from, Chris? I feel.
I'm from Northumberland.
Okay.
Where did you say?
I thought it was Newcastle.
I'm quite close. I'm about 20 miles away.
Guessing.
Place called Hexham, if you know it. I don't know. Whereabouts are you from? Like further up?
Oh, I'm from Edinburgh.
Edinburgh. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't define what different Scottish accents are. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
It's but yeah, no one can guess mine. Either Newcastle or just like up north.
I was going to say Wales because I still can't tell the accents in the UK. I'm not good at accents.
Oh right, okay.
I think it was a bit Welsh, but then I couldn't tell.
No, not Welsh. A bit far from Wales.
A bit more northern, okay.
You know, there's actually, right, I was reading, this is going to sound really boring, but you know when you're in like a call center and you go in to complain, so a lot of companies have like people from Newcastle or Scotland to answer the calls because they are so, like, people are so much more relaxed with people from Newcastle. So when you call up and you go, I've had this, and they go, you're jogging, man. And apparently everyone just goes, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it, it's fine. It's like, and then same with Scotland.
Yeah, they're a lot more friendly as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think there's actually like some scientific research in it though on the tonality of the voice, and then a lot of like sales places are further down south because the accent lends itself better to selling apparently. But you're right, you're joking, man, I cannot believe it. It's never broken, is it? That's
true. A lot of
It Tara, you're Scottish, right? Is it Tara?
So she's Scottish, my mum's Scottish, so my mum's like 5 years, yeah, but I don't have the accent.
So where are you guys on Scottish independence?
That's a controversial conversation we're going to be having.
See, one of the screens will just go black in a minute and someone will leave.
Well, if you went independent, you wouldn't get internet access up there, so why it would go black.
There's hell on now.
Right.
How's everyone's crumble coming on?
Yeah, mine's you can see
it just looks like sort of breadcrumbs, oatmeal. Watch the light fittings.
Ollie, Harry, how you guys get on?
Yeah, ours doesn't quite look like that.
Don't worry about it.
What does yours look like? Go on, show us.
Yeah, we've kind of.
Oh, what's happening there? So I think what you need to say is you're making a strawberry and raspberry cobbler, which is a slightly different. It's more like a scone that goes on the top, and you might actually get a bit of rise in it because of the baking powder. So it can be attempted, or even like a.
Chris,
I tell you what, if you actually roll it, well, we're going to add sugar into it, but if you roll it out, it will melt a bit like I think it's called a shortcake. It's something they have in Australia often with like apples or pears, and you get you might end up with something new tonight.
There you go.
Innovators.
Yeah.
Innovators.
No, he did tell me you got these recipes hidden. Just get pulling them out of anywhere.
There you go. Yeah.
So is everyone else's crumble okay? Crumble topping, should I say? You're all good, right? So we're chucking 75 grams of no, sorry, I'm reading this from the top. I shouldn't really be reading, but what are we doing for the 75 grams of demerara sugar.
Yeah, I think it might be Muscovado that got sent out.
Muscovado, yeah, all brands, which good, and then all the 100 grams of flaked almonds.
Yeah.
No.
We can do something.
But I'm really looking forward to Ollie and Harry's.
So are we.
We'll send you a bit, Dave, don't worry.
Yeah. We'll send you a bit.
You're gonna have to like knead it into the dough you've created. I'm sure it's going to be delicious. Whatever.
Oh yeah. Whatever it is, it's going to be nice.
You're the only one who's sure, but we don't know.
It's an experiment for the night.
How did you get into cooking and you get into modelling?
For me, with food, it was just
Chris
something I always did.
Chris, you did modelling, mate, didn't you?
Chris is the model. Chris is the model.
Yeah.
Well,
he was.
I did. I wasn't exactly David Gandy, but I tried my best. But no, food. I just loved it, growing up. And you know what? I never aspired to work in a restaurant. It was never something I wanted to do as like a chef. And to be honest, I never thought I would work in food growing up in the countryside to have the opportunities to do what I sort of do now. And then I guess it started through social media, me sharing recipes. And what I found doing that is I genuinely love to just inspire other people to cook. And that's what I sort of gained from social media. And I grew a small following. I think it was like 10,000 people. And some guy about 5 years ago from the BBC contacted me and said, "Oh, we've got this show for home cooks. Do you want to do it on BBC Two in the daytime?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not?" sort of thing. So I went and did it. And there's a chef, Michelin star chef called Atul Kutcher, who was like the judge. And I ended up winning the show. Not a massive deal. It was like quite a small thing, but he went, "Chris, whatever you're doing in life at the minute," I was doing sales and stuff at the time, "you should move to London and come and work in my restaurant, like a Michelin star place." And you know what? I lived in Northumberland. I'd never really taken a risk in my life. I didn't go to uni. I hadn't been really traveling. I was a bit of like a home bird or whatever they call it. And I thought, you know what? I've just got to go for it. Like, and I moved down 2 weeks later. Didn't know anyone. Started working in his restaurant in Berkeley Square. It's called Benares. And I was there 6 months, and I got to a point where I either start really pushing in the restaurant trade, trying to go up through the ranks in the chefing world or whatever, maybe up my own place. But I was at this point and I thought, do you know what? I've got so much respect for this fine dining. But I realized what I was missing was that feedback from simply families saying, "Made your recipe, the kids ate all the veg, it was delicious." And that's when I really realized that's what I care about. So I sort of left the restaurant and then just pursued more through social media and sort of took it from there. But it just kind of happened, and I just moved down, and I haven't looked back ever since. And it's probably the best thing I've done. So that's my life story, if you like.
Oh, that's good. That's you took a risk and everything.
Yeah, I did. But then, like, loads of my friends were. I mean, you lot. I'm sort of jealous that, like, I look at the amount you've travelled and you met at uni, and I didn't do any of that when I was younger. I mean, I look about 12. But
You're not missing out on.
We were. We're annoyed that we haven't done certain stuff that you guys might have done already. You know.
To be fair, like I wish I'm not. I wish I wasn't in student debt, to be honest. So you.
But then there's a lifestyle that goes with it and stuff as well, where I was living at home with me folks. So I think there's always positives and negatives and everything in life. And maybe I missed out socially when I was a bit younger or whatever, but I sort of found my way in the end. And I'm like, what am I? I'm 30 this year. I look about 12, but it took me
happy 30.
So long to finally get into the groove of what I'm about and what I do. And the most rewarding thing about my job is seriously just getting messages from people saying, "Oh, we made that with the kids and it was great. We've never cooked before." So yeah, that's me. And well, David, go on, your turn. How did you get into modelling?
Let's do this crumble first, and then I'll
go
on. Mine's really not interesting. Anyway, so crumble. Everyone kind of resemble. I can't see it. Does everyone kind of resemble this? See that?
We'll say yes. Carry on.
Yeah.
Good. No,
right on top of your raspberries and strawberries, just sprinkle over. Roll over. Harry and Ollie.
The fact that I can pick it up is not good.
Pick it up.
Yeah, you lads, you need to get the rolling pin out here, and then
just kind of like loosely press, like don't push it down too much. Just loosely kind of press it into the corners, all over the crumble, and then the oven. 180.
Yeah.
180.
We're going way over our time here, by the way. Chris. We're going way over time here. Your life story took about 15 minutes. So.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Really behind.
Oh,
cheers.
That was so humble and insightful.
I was joking. I honestly.
He's dry. Yeah, I'm off. I'm done for the night. See you later.
30 seconds max. 30 seconds tops is what you're getting. 30 seconds.
And it goes.
No, but actually, I love Chris's story because we met when we literally met on the Fulham Road, mate, didn't we?
I always say, people say, "How did I meet David?" I say, "Have you ever seen Notting Hill when that beautiful there's a model goes into the bookshop? Obviously, I was the beautiful one.
Oh,
David's the guy in the bookstore. Yeah, no, it was like that. Though. I bumped into you on the Fulham Road, didn't I?
Yeah. And I just loved Chris's story. He was like, literally, I came down, I packed a bag and came down here and you were staying in a horrible place, mate, weren't you? I mean, that was like, where you are now, staying in a lovely place now, and just like I loved his just sort of like diving in with 2 feet, and I love that with sort of guys, and we've kind of been mates ever since, and hopefully I give him some good advice on contracts and branding, which I've been doing for 20 years. So, but it's just that inspiring story. I love sort of the underdog in many ways. Just like, you know, Patch Bad came down to London, didn't know anyone, was living in a horrid bed sitting. Now the face of M&S and everything else, which is.
But then I always say, like, you'll never take any credit for it. I don't think I would have stayed I've been here 5 years. The first few years was unbelievably tough. Yeah. Because I left the restaurant and I was literally self-employed with nothing other than my Instagram account, trying to make my way. And first of all, you gave me your time, which you see people on TV and in magazines and are sort of in awe of you when I first met you. And you're just so generous to think you invited me to your house. Because I remember you said it was your partner's birthday. You said, I think it's important you get to meet a few people, come and join us. So yeah, just a gent. He's been there for me all the way. So I'll get the napkins out.
No, we're tearing up. Absolutely. Yeah. Right. That's in. It's over to you, Christoph.
Crumbles in. So, I mean, I know that some of you really good cooks. We're not doing anything really fancy tonight. Is it, Rob? You've been doing a lot of cooking, making your own pasta and all of that, which is what have you been making, by the way?
Well, I've been getting into curries actually recently, and I've started making some like Indian and kind of Middle Eastern breads.
Nice.
It's really quite easy, quick bread. So and sort of curries and lots of Asian food. And,
yeah. I'm such a big fan of curries and that. I love it. I don't know, just so much about it. There's loads going for it. This isn't quite so technical as like balancing a load of spices. I thought, what can we do that's a bit of fun and easy that we can do and have a chat? So just simple pasta. This is one, I've eaten it here. It's like a quick go-to thing you can make. So we've got streaky bacon, or you can use pancetta, and really simple. All we're going to do is fry that off, add some garlic, and then we'll cook our pasta and our peas, toss it all through with some creme fraiche and a bit of lemon zest. So simple, but delicious. So has anyone got anything chopped up or not yet? There's not much to actually chop.
We thought we'd do that together.
Yeah, cool. So we'll start with our bacon, and then we're literally just chopping it up. So I've got some chopped and unchopped. So I'm just like working out how many there's, like 2, 2, and 3. So you probably want like half the pack of bacon, or a little bit more, as to be fair, how hungry you are.
Right now.
And you can just chop it up like this, small pieces. I mean, just like, I don't know, centimetre, roughly chop it. You can even use kitchen scissors. There's my top tip. If you're ever chopping chicken or things like that, if you actually just snip it with scissors, it means you've got less washing up. You haven't got everything dirty. Just sort of dice that up.
My top tip: just buy ready cut or bacon.
Yeah. So he's been out and done his own thing.
Have a look at it.
Yeah, I'm trying to teach Phil how to chop bacon, David.
Right.
But no, that is a top tip. And also get the kettle on, get that boiled. Has everyone got a drink in hand still?
Yeah, I just poured another one.
Good. I need to get one. Get my fridge. Got here. That crumble smells good already. So here's a question for everyone to go around. Last meal, right? You're allowed a main course and a dessert. It's the last thing you're ever going to eat. What is it?
I would have my mum's toad in the hole. It's the best thing ever.
Ooh.
It's so good. I'm only saying that because I know she's watching. No, seriously, it's amazing. Just really crispy. Yeah. Maybe controversial. I'd have it with baked beans and mashed potato.
That's what floats the boat. As long as it's not beans and Weetabix, then that's caused some bother this week.
By the look of your crumble topper, you might get a good crumble in the hole later.
Yeah.
Might rise to a good.
I look forward to it.
That might be your dream dessert. That might be the last one you ever do.
Yeah, you know. What about you guys?
Yeah, go on. Who else? What else we got?
I think I'd probably have bolognese and like Kinney, which is this really good soft drink that they have in Malta, because I'm from Malta originally.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think an Italian meal like bruschetta, bolognese, just like eat outside. That would be my last.
Yeah. I think the al fresco thing's what it's all about. I love eating outdoors.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
Not at the minute, mind.
So Nikki, are you originally from Malta, or you?
Yeah, so I moved when I was 18 for uni as well, but I grew up there.
Okay, so like you would you know about the Battle of Malta during the Second World War?
I mean, yes, as much as someone my age would. So yeah, I know quite a bit about it, like the Great Siege and stuff.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I've always wanted to go to Malta, but I was with embarrassing to forget his name. One of the last World War II Spitfire aces. I interviewed him for a project I was doing, and he was involved in the Battle of Britain and the Battle of Malta. And they were just explaining how they just had a number of Spitfires, and the German Messerschmitt were against them, and they were just constantly taking off from Malta, coming back, refueling. And some people talk about the Battle of Britain, but they say the Battle of Malta is one of the things where pretty much like, you know, helped the war effort. And if it wasn't down to Malta, we may not have been victorious. So I've always wanted to go back there and not go back there, to go there to learn the history of it. Really, it's important.
Yeah. Such a cool place. Maltese people also like really love what you just said, that like the war was kind of won because of Malta. And we've got like the St. George's Cross like on our flag and stuff like that. So like nationalism is like a really big thing. I think because we're so small, but it's so good for a holiday. Like obviously I'm biased, but it's like
I hear it's beautiful. My parents went there last year, and yeah, they said it was absolutely stunning, really historic, but beautiful city and everything else. So
Nikki, tell me that you can't find on Google, but you told me about the history stuff. What was it you were telling me?
What was that?
Something about history and tourism, but it doesn't really come up straight away when you say things to see in Malta. What was that thing you told me?
I think it was the like megalithic temples, because we have temples that are like older than Stonehenge. And there's tons of them, and they're like full structures. But people like that, and it just doesn't come up. Kind of get told by a local.
What to do there? No.
There's just so much to do there. It's mad, like the amount of history and like the different cultures, because it's like a mix of Italian and Arabic and English culture, because we were ruled by everyone. So yeah, it's a real mix, even in the food and stuff like that, even though I don't cook. But it's a mix. Yeah.
Don't need to if you go there. By the time I think you can go and eat out wherever you want and get some amazing food.
Yeah. And the food's just so good that like you can kind of put plain ingredients like on your plate and just eat them, and it tastes
just simple but delicious. What it's all about. How's everyone getting on with the bacon? Are we all getting there?
Oh, I need to finish it.
Yeah, I'm done, mate. I'm good to go.
And then the next thing's just a couple of cloves of garlic. Well, you would be done. You bought yours already chopped up. You're all right. Just basically crush the garlic, take the skin off, and give it a little chop. And you can just slice it through. A couple of cloves of garlic should be enough.
Chef chopping. If I've heard one.
Go. Top tip: get yourself a decent knife, because it makes life so much easier, and it's actually a bit safer when it's sharp, because you don't need as much pressure on it. But yeah, I've just sliced that up.
Ollie and Harry are trying to cut theirs with a rolling pin. Crushed garlic, David. It's a thing. Yeah, crushed garlic is a thing. Absolutely.
I've never seen it done with a rolling pin, mind.
There's always loads of firsts tonight. Yeah, loads of firsts.
Yeah. I just have a feeling your stuff's going to come out on top of everyone's. This this dessert that you've got going on in the oven. I think Paul Hollywood would be watching. You'd be called up to the Bake Off next year with this new invention.
First ever invited guest.
Chris, did you say that Jason's watching? Jason Atherton.
Yeah, Jason Atherton's watching. So
I don't know if you guys know Jason Atherton. He's an astonishing chef. Like, well, I don't know, but he has about 3 Michelin stars at his restaurant and everything else. He's watching tonight, guys. So
no pressure.
Yeah, no pressure whatsoever.
I could do some work. I could do with some work. That's all I'm saying.
To be fair, he collared me last night. I was on Instagram doing a live with a friend of mine, like a split screen thing. And then I saw him pop up in the comments and he's like, "Get that mess cleared up behind you, chef." And I was like, I knew it was him, so I was just secretly like doing this, trying to get it all. I was like, "Oh no, he's collared us. I had onion skin and everything lying around." But yeah, he got me there. Right, so bacon's chopped up, garlic's chopped up, and then we just get our kettle on, then we can get our pasta, water going. That's the first thing we'll do. And the sauce will take less time to cook than the pasta. So kettle on, get your pan filled up for the pasta water.
And what are we doing? We put in how much pasta, Chris?
Well, it depends how many we're. Probably 125 grams per portion, so like 250 for 2 people.
And Chris, do you put a stock cube in with your pasta with this?
Yeah, if someone's got a stock cube, that's definitely something you do. I normally just season the pasta water like really salty, like seawater. But you can drop the stock cube in. That's a great tip to add extra flavour. So if anyone's got a stock cube in.
Do you ever just put stock? Like I put stock cube in hot water and just drink it. Oh, so good.
You drink it?
Yeah, mate. Put stuff in a bit of hot water and just drink it. It's amazing.
It's like a broth, a soup.
Yeah, it's like a cup of soup. It's quite good.
What flavour stock cube do you tend to drink?
I'll show you. No advertising, but this old bad boy.
All right, the good stuff.
The good stuff.
Yeah. It's a bit like I don't know, similar consistency to a miso soup.
Yeah,
do you put anything in? Do you dip anything in it?
Yeah, I love making pho, so I put that as like a stock base for if I ever make.
Oh right, okay, yeah, perfect for that. But you'd still do just drink it out of a mug with hot water, like a cup of tea as well.
If I'm feeling fancy free, then okay.
Yeah. Why not?
Like a bovril kind of thing.
Yeah.
I remember people doing that at university actually.
Drinking bovrils.
That's why I left.
That's why you left.
Good idea.
David, you haven't told us my story yet.
My story? Oh, it's not as interesting as Chris's, really. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my pasta out. Yeah. Hang on. I'm just going to get my kettle. Are we boiling the pasta yet, Chris?
Yeah, let's get the pasta on. If you haven't got a stock cube, just season the water up. And when you're doing pasta, you might already know, you might not, season the water heavily. Because if you think pasta's quite sort of bland, really, there's not much flavour. But if you season the pasta water, I think it's through the process of osmosis. The salt will transfer from like the 2 different densities to the pasta, and it'll season the pasta, and it means you can add less salt to your sauce, okay? So that can just go in, and you want the water simmering, not necessarily rapidly boiling, just sort of bubbling away like a nice jacuzzi bath or something like that. And that'll take 8 minutes or so we can get yourself a frying pan for the sauce, straight off the shopping channels, that one. Splash of oil, just a little bit, and then we'll get the bacon frying away. How has everyone? Oh, he's already away with it. Go on, Harry, lad. He's already.
Go on, Harry. We don't.
Go on, Harry. He's got it frying. He's already done. He's already eaten his crumble. So yeah, to get started, you've got the oil in the pan. You want sort of a fairly high heat, and then we'll drop the bacon in first. I need to mind to heat up. But we'll fry the bacon, and then we'll add the garlic. We don't put the garlic in first, or it'll burn, and it might go a little bit bitter. So bacon in. We won't need any salt because it's very, very salty anyway. Just black pepper. So once you've got a bit of heat on there, in with the bacon. And then what we're looking to do is render that white fat out, because you don't want to be eating it. It will release, and then in the end, that fat will emulsify with the water from the pasta and also the olive oil in there, and make like a silky smooth sauce with our creme fraiche.
When am I chucking the garlic in, Chris? Am I chucking it in now?
We'll wait until you've got a bit of colour on the bacon. How's it coming on, Harry? What do I need to do next?
I think we ought to wait for a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, over to you.
All right, no bother. Yeah, so just basically get the bacon. You want a bit of colour on it, and then we'll chuck in the garlic and the pasta. What we'll do is, in say 3-4 minutes, we'll drop the peas in, and we'll just finish. They're raw. We'll cook them in the pasta water itself. And if you've saved any bacon, there's your bacon sandwich for tomorrow morning.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Still no one singing. I'm a little bit disappointed by this, I've got to say.
I'll start it off. No.
That's what we were waiting for.
Yeah, go on.
So something on a group. I think we can do a group sort of thing. If someone's got like a karaoke song and we all do it together, I'm up for it.
Together.
Go on, kick off.
I'll kick off. What song does anyone want to sing then?
Yeah, go on, Diane. Give us a tune.
Yeah, we've got 3 singers.
Harry, you've got Harry. Give us a tune.
Have you got any?
Ollie, you got some pipes on you, don't you?
Were you in the studio recently, Ollie? Did I see that?
Go for it.
Garlic can go into your bacon now. Get that in.
What's that?
Are they not secret?
Nah.
Oh.
What songs do we sing then?
Sings everywhere.
No.
What song have you got lined up? I will join in if someone starts it.
They're all quite blue.
Like it's Valentine's weekend. Someone to sing.
I feel like Fleetwood Mac would go down well.
Mac. Good taste.
Not Fleetwood Mac.
I'm just going to grate all of this.
Oh,
Okay.
I don't know if we can even do a song. There's a copyright.
About grating carrots.
You'll have to clear it.
Yeah, I don't have to license it.
You look like you're having a great time there.
Hang on, like someone's grating cheese. There's someone ahead of us here. This is
No, they're making a packed lunch for
We
tomorrow.
can't make a great cheese, so great cheese.
everyone's a bit ahead. Chris,
Yeah, they are.
Chris, take control, mate. Honestly, this is your bit.
No,
Everyone's gone rogue.
They're all going rogue here. Well, to be honest, I'm just taking it slow. I'm just frying the bacon and the garlic. I've got some colour on there now,
Yeah.
so it's coming along nicely.
Yeah.
And then the pasta's probably been in about, I don't know. Let's try a bit of the pasta. It'll still be fairly raw, but we want it at a state where another 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And the peas can probably go into the pasta now. And they'll take like, the temperature will obviously go down, so it'll stop boiling. You might want to turn the heat up, bring it back to the boil. Keep an eye on the bacon. And you can take the heat right down on the bacon once you've got the colour on it. Because we can heat that back through once the peas are done.
Chris, have you put the peas in the pasta?
Yeah, I put the peas into the pasta water.
I've done it the other way around. I put it in the frying pan.
That'll be fine. It's just either one to heat it up. I just normally put it into the pasta water, and it just sort of blanches them off.
Gandy, you're a maniac.
Yeah. You may.
It's destroying Chris's recipe. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, well, it's all right.
Talk earlier, and then that's just how you repay him.
Yeah.
No.
I know. It is terrible.
I wouldn't take it.
Sorry, David.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
Thanks for sticking up for me, lads. Anyway, yeah, it seems to be your recipe tonight. We've gone off. You've created a new dessert. You're taking the lead on the pasta.
You got coffee. I'll hold him.
Get from routing systems.
Yeah,
And we just literally want to, as soon as the pasta's done, we'll add some of the pasta water to the bacon. You can take the heat down on the bacon if it's getting really golden, or even actually pull it off the heat, and we can pop it back on when the pasta's ready. And the only things left to do will be to add the pasta in, the creme fraiche, a little bit of lemon zest, and that's it. Good to go.
How hard do we want the pasta to be? Do we want it to be quite soft, or?
However you like to eat it. I mean, I would do it with still some bite to it. So just have a taste and see what you think, because it will continue to cook in the sauce once we've drained it. So have a try of it.
Okay.
If you think it's how you like it, then mine just needs another minute.
Sort of middle.
Good. And all the fat should be out of the bacon by now and like going nice and you get some crispy colour and stuff on there, and the garlic.
Yeah.
You put a bit of black pepper in with that as well.
Can you hear Fleetwood Mac in the background?
Yeah, I can hear it. Who's got that on?
For me, I'm trying to get people to sing Fleetwood Mac the Chain. Surely someone's going to sing along with the Chain.
I can't quite hear it.
No.
Yeah, it'll cut out.
Best song. Right, I don't know that anymore. Where are we, Christoph? I'm lost now.
How's your pasta? Is it sort of nearly ready? It's all just gonna be a bit different for everyone depending on how quick the pasta cooks.
It needs a little bit more.
When you think it's got still a little bit of bite, then we can drain it off. When it's done, you want to get a little mug and save probably like a quarter mug full of the pasta water, because we'll use that in our sauce. So you can just literally dip the mug in and save a bit of that. And then drain the pasta off and the peas all in one go.
In the frying pan?
Yeah, drain the pasta and peas, then we add that straight into the pan. And you can add a splash of the cooking water in there to start creating a bit of sauce. Also turn the heat down a little bit now on there to a low heat, because we don't want the creme fraiche to split when we add it in. So just toss through this. Okay, and obviously if you were dairy free or something, you can just add more olive oil at this stage. But if you're under the dairy, that's fine. Splash of that pasta cooking water is going to go in. And then we can go in now with Parmesan cheese. And that's going to start to create an emulsification with the water. It'll basically turn the fat and the water into one new thing. So you don't have cheese, you don't have water. It creates like a silky sauce. And once that's done, we can just get the creme fraiche. And it really just depends how creamy you want it as to how much you put in. You can always serve it with a bit more on the top if you want to. So probably a good 2 tablespoons full of that. And if you've got the lighter one, definitely take the heat down, because you don't want to split it. You could almost take it off the heat when you stir this in at the end. A couple of them.
How much cheese?
What's that?
How much cheese?
it's all down to your personal thing. Probably like 25 grams or so of cheese, a good amount, and then lemon zest can go in. And you might want a pinch of salt, but taste it before you put the salt in. Make sure you want more before you do it. You don't want it to be too salty. And the lemon zest can go in.
I didn't know.
I haven't done the cheese.
Sorry.
It's all right. You can just the order won't make too much difference. Just keep piling the cheese in.
The zest is best.
Would Sir care for some plastic in there as well? Put some of that in.
Are you adding more to the recipe now? A bit of plastic?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He just loves that bit of bite.
Yeah, just a bit of extra texture, really, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Do you put the juice of the lemon in as well, Chris, or not?
I'm gonna just squeeze it over the top at the end, kind of thing.
Okay.
We accidentally put lemon juice instead of zest, so
You'll be fine.
We're just inventing it. We're making a bear.
That's it. Why not? Then I think pepper goes in well with this. Bacon and pepper's always nice. And obviously just have a taste of it, and then it's all like, see how you like it.
Sorry, Chris, are we putting the creme fraiche in there as well? We missed that bit.
Yeah.
Okay, question.
Put the creme fraiche in. Just turn the heat down when you do it. Sorry, got a mouthful, because you don't want it to split.
Open the pores up.
Yeah, with the makeup. With the foundation.
I've never had this.
Yeah, this is a bit of Sasha's gin. It was.
Is everyone all right with this? Are we all looking good?
Yeah.
Bit of salt and pepper. Adjust it to your own sort of taste. And you can put as much cheese in as you want as well. Just try it, and if you want more, pile it in. This also works really well with salmon. If you wanted to do like a seafood one, you can just swap the bacon out for diced cubes of salmon. And that's it, really. Let me get a bowl.
This looks really good.
Yeah, it smells lovely.
So simple. I mean, like that's the thing I think with pasta. Like you don't have to do something really complicated. It's nice if you've got time to do things like that. But I think like Italian food's probably one of the best examples of simple, good quality ingredients just cooked properly can make you like an amazing meal. And cooking doesn't have to be hard. And it looks appealing as well. It looks nice, which is always what we're after.
The main thing.
Yeah, it's all about aesthetics.
It's all about.
And then that's mine done, just off the heat. That's it, sorted there. Tell you what, I should have got sent out a garlic baguette, like the old-fashioned one with the slices in.
Oh, you're right.
David's all over it. I know. Right, there we are. Well, that'll do me. Out it goes.
Oh, so I thought you meant wash that back.
No.
Chug the pasta.
Chug the pasta.
Lemon zest on top.
And I mean, so when it's done, you just squeeze the lemon juice in, yeah?
Yeah, just like as if just before you would serve it, just a little squeeze of lemon juice on top. But there you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Simple.
How's that, Crystal?
Oh, well done, chef.
I burnt me garlic.
Hey, God.
I burnt garlic.
You need another gin and tonic, and then you'll not know the difference anyway. It'll be fine.
It's delicious, though.
I love the peas in there, the texture, using the fresh pea, that little pop of sweetness.
Yeah.
Is this
This is actually one of my
I'm
favorites.
so behind.
Where are you up to? How can I help?
We are at pasta being drained and creme fraiche and everything is in one pan and we just combine
Okay,
it.
yeah, pasta in. And also, anyone like a little drizzle of olive oil on the top, if you've got extra virgin olive oil is nice.
Obviously, when I pick it.
I think for being behind so much, we need a song while we're eating.
Yeah.
What requests do you have, David?
Sorry?
What requests do you have?
Requests.
What's your favourite? I mean, I'm old school. I'm like Shuggy Otis, Marvin Gaye, Fleetwood Mac. I'm old school.
We love Aretha. We love all of the old soul.
What about Al Green?
Pardon?
Have you got any Al Green up your sleeve? I love Al Green.
Oh, is that? Oh,
Oh,
no,
crazy!
it's a different song.
He
What's
does
that?
crazy.
No,
that's him. It's him under another name. No, that's him under another name. Harry, you're the one that told me. He's
Pardon?
the same one.
No.
How's the crumble looking, David? How long we got on the crumble?
Looking at your clock on the back, mate. So I think.
All right.
There's loads of a cappella versions of Marvin Gaye. You just stick one of them on and mouth it, mime it.
Marvin Gaye.
Top
Take
tip.
credit for what's not yours. So in love with you.
Oh.
Whatever you
want to do.
to me.
Yeah. You got that? I've got like just on the verge of too much. It's so nice.
You're just singing for the night.
How is it, Harry?
Hello.
Is it all right?
It's lovely.
It's looking good, man.
Good
It's
stuff.
absolutely
I'm really looking forward to seeing your dessert.
We're not.
Sorry, innit?
I think we've created something living.
Oh, we ain't. Get yourself a bowl.
I don't want to make it worse, Harry, but I actually went and bought raspberries for the cocktails on top of the ones that were delivered to us.
Ah,
So
Pardon me.
we might have triple raspberries.
do it. What's your favourite cocktail? What would you have if you went out?
But like I put raspberries and loads of stuff in this. So like
Raspberry cocktails.
sweet vodka ones. I can have gin if it's like really sweetened out and
Yeah.
yeah. But what
Oh,
like
wow.
light spirits?
White spirits. I like tequila. Tequila's my tonic.
We used to do that.
That's great. It's really underrated.
Tequila.
Yeah.
It's really good with tonic water.
Ruining our baking.
That's the in thing now, the tequila and tonic, supposedly.
It's a travesty, isn't it?
What's kind of dangerous now is I own my own gin company, which is very good. Well,
Wait for it to be on a window.
yeah.
David, am I right in thinking you used to race cars?
Racing is quite a heavy-handed word. I'm into cars. That's my passion. So, and I do some classic racing. I've got a few cars, so I do race them.
How did you get into writing for cars? Because you wrote for magazines, didn't you?
Yeah. So between school and university, I took a year off. I took a year off. I went to like Art Foundation, sort of art school, and they asked me to leave. So, I applied for some work experience at Auto Express magazine, which was my favourite magazine at the time. And I had 2 weeks and then ended up staying there for 4 months and then went to university, which is my biggest mistake. I should have stayed at Auto Express magazine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then, but now I write, now I review cars. So I do it I've done it for GQ and Telegraph and Vanity Fair and everyone else. So
it's amazing. Yeah,
that's kind of what I know about. That's my passion. Cars are my passion.
What's the best car of the year, in your opinion? It's only been a month, but yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Why not?
It's a good question, but Toyota brought out this Yaris G4 thing, GR, which is like this 300 brake horsepower all-wheel drive little pocket rocket, which is supposed to be incredible. But I've gone more down the classic route. I've restored cars, so I had a 1960 Mercedes-Benz I restored. Not me personally. I get people to do it. I would be worried about a car I restored. And then I've just finished a Porsche 356, a 1965, and I did a 1957 XK120 Jaguar as well. So
I think I those are the very rare ones, aren't they? The XJ. Did you say XJ220?
XK120. Unfortunately, XJ. I would love an XJ220.
That's the one of the only ones I know. But it's a beautiful car.
See that's the XJ220 was one of the fastest cars in the world. I'm not sure we did it in late 80s, early 90s. But it never actually made 220 miles an hour. It only made 213 miles an hour. So I've always wanted to get one of those cars and make and sort of restore it to make it do 220 miles an hour. Aiming life, really.
You have dream routes if you could drive anywhere down any road, like any path. Where would you go?
Too.
Wow, I've not. That's
the Fulham Road to David Lloyd, isn't it?
If you don't know it, there's a music school down off of Berkeley Road.
I never heard of it.
So no, it'd probably be Italy. I think there's a race, or it's not. You're not allowed to call it a race. It's a time trial called the Mille Miglia, and it's 1,000 miles around Italy, and you do it in 3 days. And that's my. And, the Italians are incredible car enthusiasts, so they could give you a little bit about speeding and racing and stuff like that. So they're just passionate. The food's good. Beautiful countryside. I would go Italy.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, a good shout.
Can I come?
Guys, I think probably everyone's crumbles might be ready.
Yeah, let's get it out.
It should be browning. It should be bubbling a bit. I mean, Harry and yours might not be bubbling.
Oh, the bubble on that.
Yeah, we got some
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah, we got some bubble.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I tell you what, I thought it would be worse.
Yeah, I turned my timer off.
I need to see. Can you bring
You
it?
might poison us.
Harry, we're gonna need to see this, mate. Honestly.
I'm so looking forward to it.
You just ignore the burnt half of it. Is that look? That's
My God.
I mean, that's.
Have you had it under the grill?
Ollie, what happened?
I need to see this.
What happened?
What did you do?
Marble
just-
cake.
we just went, off piste. I think was the
Freestyle.
I mean, that's what mine kind of looks like.
Good work.
Yeah.
Don't be kind, David, please.
That's
Exactly.
They look amazing. They look
Oh,
great.
nice.
Whoa,
The
lovely.
thing I love about this is
Better.
sprinkling the sugar and the almonds on the fruit.
actually
It
great.
gives you almost like this doughy layer between the crispy crumble and the fruit underneath. It's like a cakey texture in the middle. Delicious.
You guys, I'm not sure if you want to plate it up. You're probably all eating pasta. I love it just with a big sort of scoop of cold clotted cream, which I hopefully you.
Yeah, we've got.
If you like it, that's how I eat it. But you kind of need to leave this to settle, I think, for Chris for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? To cool down a bit. And then your pasta and crumble recipe.
Yay.
Guys, thank you so
We've
much.
gone way over, but it's been really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for having us. Great. Wicked.
No, thank you. Nice to meet you all. And we'll probably, now it's one of them things. We're all in Fulham. When things open up, we'll see you walking around by the music school and the gym. Like I'll probably see you all the time. But no, I'm really glad we've done that tonight. Super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really lovely to meet you guys.
Just want to say thank you to everyone again, just for participating in this. It's been remarkable. You're doing sort of such remarkable sort of work for Achievement for All and stuff. So and thank you to Vodafone, M&S, and Cookalong, and everyone that put it together. So really appreciate it. But I hope you enjoy the evening and enjoy the food.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye guys.